Hello everybody, Paul Ficini here with the Small Business Owners Personal Asset Protection Act. I want to thank everybody for all your support. We are really gaining some great momentum. As of this morning, we have over 620 signatures on the petition. So thank you. And again, please continue to share that petition, sign it. And remember, I'm not asking for any donations. I don't want your money. I just want your support. So please send that out and get your friends, family, sign that petition. And we're gaining some momentum. So thank you. Please keep up with the Gary Clark Challenge videos as well. So we just need to continue to push the content out there. That's all I want. I want content out there, and I want people to show the support of this legislation. It's extremely important. To Ryan Keller for doing your video, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. It was a great job, well done. We need more people like Ryan to submit their videos and to show your support of the Small Business Owners Personal Asset Protection Act. The purpose of this particular video is exactly as I promised. What I want to do is I want to explain to everybody out there, whether you got a small business or not, how is the personal guarantee been weaponized. I'm going to give you my personal experience as to how the personal guarantee has been weaponized. So I'm going to start pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, I had my businesses for sale, had somebody interested in buying the Waldorf location. They were going to buy 100% membership in the existing LLC. When you buy an existing asset, you got two choices. You either set up your own entity and transfer all of the accounts and the assets into a new entity, or you buy the membership or the shares of the existing entity. There's tax consequences either way. We're not getting into that. But this person chose to buy 100% membership in the existing LLC. That means the lease stays intact, all of the accounts stay intact, they just get transferred over. On the leasing side, what is required is twofold. Is one, notification that the company is going to be sold, so you have to notify the landlord, which I did in writing. And number two, the only thing that has to be done is typically it's one piece of paper, it's the transfer of what? The personal guarantee. So we went through the process, me and the potential buyer, submitted everything. The landlord came back and said, okay, Paul, thanks for following the letter of the lease, but the person that's going to buy your entity does not have your asset base. So I'm going to keep you on the personal guarantee. And legally, the landlord can do that. That is 100% legal for the landlord to keep me on the personal guarantee, even if I'm selling the business. Now, mind you, the asset was not a distressed asset. The company was making money. It was profitable. It has been shown to be profitable, but the landlord still, because of my asset base, kept me on the personal guarantee. That's number one. So that shows you how powerful and weaponized the personal guarantee can be in a normal environment. This is pre-COVID now. That's normal. Now let's talk about COVID. So here we're living and operating in a COVID environment. As a business person, I need to be financially prudent, and I need to have a financial plan as to how to conduct business through this. You're going to cut costs. You're going to do everything you can do as a business person, right? Small business owners, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I went to the landlords and I said, hey, we're in COVID. Now remember, this is 9 months into COVID. Everybody thought this was going to be a couple-week deal back in March, but guess what? It's not, and we're still in this, okay? We're in this, and the light at the end of the tunnel seems like death at the moment, but we're going to fight through it. But make a long story short, I notified the landlords, hey, we're in COVID. I'm operating at 20% of my pre-COVID levels. Government has brought the capacity down to 50 to 25% in some cases. Let's renegotiate the leases. It's the only thing that's fair. So I've asked to renegotiate the lease, and I've also just gone right at it and said, hey, can we get rid of the personal guarantee considering the environment? And the answer that I get constantly, and I've asked several times, and I've got an email that says the landlord is not interested in renegotiating the lease. So I get no, 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 and no. So that is how the personal guarantee on the leasing side is being weaponized. They have that weapon against me. And right now, we're not on the same playing field. They're not forced. They don't have to renegotiate. That's just the way it's set up. Unfortunately, this is why it's so important to sever this personal guarantee. We've got to bring everybody to the same playing field in order to protect small business. And that personal guarantee is the hook. They don't have to do it. So that's why it's so important to get rid of this instrument, because it is being weaponized at the wrong time. This COVID world, it's not fair, it's not right. Now let's go to the lending side, the banks. So pre-COVID, I had people that were going to buy my businesses. The process, the underwriting process takes forever. Anybody doing anything, you believe me, you know what I'm talking about. Well, just by happen chance, COVID hit during the process of underwriting. So everything got pushed back. Well, in April, everybody thought things were turning back. April, May, June, that these things were turning back and we were going to be out of COVID soon. Well, make a long story short again, on the lending side, what the banks decided to do when they realized that the COVID situation was going to persist, they stopped all business loans. And today, where we are in January 2021, the only business loans that are being conducted have an asset, a tangible asset with them. So unless you have a business that has real estate with it, you cannot get a loan. So what that means to me, as the business owner that was selling my business, I cannot sell my business because I don't own the real estate with these businesses. I can't sell it because the banks aren't loaning money, but they're going to keep the personal guarantee in me on an asset I can't sell. So these are two examples of what we're talking about here on the leasing and the lending side. The personal guarantee pre-COVID was an instrument that was used to protect the landlord and the bank from faulty business practices. Today in COVID, small business owners cannot control the outcome of COVID, government mandated shutdowns, and capacity restrictions. It's not fair. That instrument needs to be removed and taken out for this environment. It's the only thing that is fair to small business. So we have to get this legislation passed for two reasons. One, it levels the playing field. We all get to negotiate now. We can talk eye to eye for those businesses that want to survive and can survive COVID. For those businesses, now that we've been closed for 9 months, that for just unfortunate, they can't go anymore. Those business owners do not deserve to lose their homes or the life savings. And in some of these cases, the leases and the lending made the spouse sign the personal guarantee. So that puts the marital assets, the home, on the table. We have to come together as a community. We have to do what's right and just for small businesses. We cannot let them lose their personal assets over something that is not their fault and something they cannot control. So please support this legislation. Let's get this thing passed. Let's save small businesses. Let's save their personal assets. Sign the petition. Send the petition out. Show your support. Do the Gary Clark Challenge, please. And small business owners, tell your story. This is just me telling my story about how the personal guarantee has been weaponized. I've talked to several people. I know your stories, but you can't leave it with me, okay? Tell your story, all right? Show your support for this legislation. And again, I can't thank you guys enough. God bless. Let's fight the fight, and let's get this legislation passed. Thank you.